They ran me into the emergency trauma room, and it was in there that my colon exploded. I was put on an ECMO machine. And an ECMO machine, when you talk to any doctor, is a Hail Mary, is the last thing that you do before people die. And there were 5 people that night that were put on ECMO machine, and I was the only one who survived.
You know, when you get your first laugh, like when I'm 6 years old and I pretend to fall down and people laugh and just something tingles in your brain and you're like, ooh, I want more of this. And if there's any way to get paid doing it, wow.
Yeah.
Utopia, Did was they took all of us out to lunch separately and said, tell us about your lives. And we know you can act and you've got this part, and just tell us a little bit about yourself. And I remember saying 2 things. I said, well, I'm not an unattractive man, but I do very terrible, I'm just awful with women and have really bad relationship problems, and I'm scared to ask people out on dates, and that's kind of a character you haven't seen before. I also am not comfortable in any silence at all at the time. This is 10 years ago. But let me keep talking so there's no silence.
Did you tell him you were a bit of a wiseacre?
Yeah, I told them that, but I said I have to break any awkward moment or any silences with a joke. And what better character for a sitcom is that? It's a built-in excuse for him to be funny.
I'd never drank before, and I just sort of drank this entire bottle of what was called Anwar's Baby Duck. That was the name of the wine. And I lay in the grass and just was in heaven. And I thought to myself, this must be the way that normal people feel all the time. And I thought that at 14. But, by the time I was 18, I was drinking every day.
When I was 21, here was my goal. For my 21st birthday, I decided to try to drink 7 7-7s. That was my goal.
People, they had my back, and Jennifer one day came up and said, we know you're drinking and you've got to get help to stop. And it was a very scary moment, because when you're in your disease, you can't stop.
No.
You can't just stop. I couldn't just follow Jenny's advice.
Yeah.
I sort of
Did she try to help you? Did she have an idea?
Well, she just said, I said to her, well, how do you know? How do you know? And she said, we could smell it. We can smell that.
Yeah.
You have to get scared enough. That's the thing. You have to get scared enough to realize the expression that's commonly used is like you have a drink in front of you and you don't know what's going to happen if you finish it, and you don't know what's going to happen if you don't. It's like in that moment where you get so scared that you just ask for help.
Are you totally abstinent now?
I am totally abstinent. Yeah.
Did you, what was the work?
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Brian Kilmeade, live, and I'm not in New York, but I am in New York State. Actor Matthew Perry has died. The beloved friend star was reportedly discovered dead in the jacuzzi of his L.A. area home this afternoon.
The death of actor Matthew Perry, the friend star who famously played Chandler Bing, passing away at 54 years old.
Matthew Perry has died.